Hey, RetconRaider here, with special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Mathew Smith, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Eerie V23, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Nathan Welch Jr., RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, as we delve ever deeper into this computerized catacomb, seeking to come face to 100 faces with the master of these mechanical monstrosities. We're still struggling just slightly against the sheer numbers in some of these stat blocks, but you know, while we are having difficulty landing consistent hits, they are too, so it goes both ways. And we did take Kara down relatively easily, so I think we're okay. I will say, though, I am eager to get this wrapped up, hopefully today, because as of the moment I'm recording this, the new Treasures of the Midnight Isle DLC just dropped. So I am eager to get back to Dresden so we can hopefully get that moving. But, you know, one thing at a time. An infinite black void. Sure. Oh, there we go. Looks like a storage warehouse. Hundred Faces Circlet. A mechanical circlet that turns mortals into obedient servants of the sinister Hundred Face. This device has not yet crowned anyone's head, and has not been activated. Interesting. It is possible we might be able to harvest this tech, but I've got to say, I feel like this is something that even Vex would balk at using. Stormlord's Resolve. A set of vambraces of Alois design, which when worn sent a faint crackle of energy across the metal surface. The smell of salt water and ozone assaults your senses. For some reason you feel nostalgic for some distant shores, but eventually the feeling fades as the enchantment fully activates. When worn by a spontaneous caster, you gain Jolting Portent, Call Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Chains of Light, Call Lightning Storm, Chain Lightning, and Storm Bolts, which you can then cast as normal, right? Also grants the wearer an electric shield that deals 1d6 plus wearer's level in electric damage whenever an enemy strikes the wearer, and electricity resistance 30, wow. Plus, the wearer can convert all damage caused by their spells into electrical. I'm gonna say that is a lot to take in, but it all sounds pretty handy. If you're built for it, which we're not, obviously, but we do have 2 spontaneous casters in our active party. I wonder how practical it would be to retrofit one of them to actually make use of this thing. I mean, even if we don't go full-on offensive caster, like if we slap this thing on Darren, he would still enjoy the defensive benefits, the electric shield and resistance. I am going to have to give that some thought, and maybe do some experimentation, see how that meshes with some of the other mechanics. Let's see what else we have in this warehouse of wonders. Oh, I see. The crates are full of gleaming components, covered in foul-smelling dark oil. Ring of Devastating Will. Ring of Protection +3. Oh, intriguing. Okay. If I'm reading this correctly, this is essentially like evasion, but with will-based attacks. Interesting. I mean, I'm not sure how many will-based attacks there are that inflict direct damage, aside from maybe psionics, but it's also a +3 ring of protection, so we can get some good use out of that regardless. How's everyone else doing on rings? Yeah, pretty good. A shame the pet pals don't have proper fingers. It would be nice if we could slap some rings on them too. The crates numbered with Numerian symbols are arranged with compulsive precision. After pressing the button a couple of times, a message flashes on the device screen. Psionic Shielding Tools, Storeroom 1. Further attempts yield nothing more. Yeah, that makes sense. The Ring of Devastating Will, I imagine, would be one such shielding tool. Maybe the headband as well. That's an unusual find. We also had another locked door over here. Let's go check that out. Come on, guys. There we go. Welcome, Chief Kara. The half-assembled magical device looks as incomprehensible as it does absurdly unviable.
This is my kind of work.
Your knowledge allows you to recognize the contours of a new, deadly weapon in the deranged diagrams, one based on Numerian technology. Big pile of gold. Yeah, that looks like the tubular chest harness worn by some of those cybered-up demons. Welcome, 100 Face. Enter your personal code to access the commander's arsenal. Very intriguing. Yeah, we'll have to remember to come back for that once we've taken down the big bad. Okay, so where do we go from here? That was both of the sealed doors. What am I forgetting? We've got this one, but I'm pretty sure this was a flaming lockpick door. Which we don't have fuel for. Oh. Welcome, Chief Kara. Onward, my friends. Yep, and we're fighting. Yeah, see the tube harness on the demon's torso. That's the partially complete device we saw back in Kara's office. Zorm's been soul-sucked. No tougher opponents just yet, so I think we're fine. Yeah, these guys can barely touch us, so I'm hesitant to waste any serious resources on them. Alright, guys, come on. This is getting silly.
Out of my sight!
Fine, fine. We'll burn some spells, just to speed this up. Or we will miss every shot. Huh. Kind of unexpected.
I will resist.
Retreat is not an option.
Zorm's getting torn up by that guy who stole his soul. That's no good. Let's get Zorm patched.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, there we go. Finally, the fabled crit storm.
Kneel before.
Nice, nice. Actually, landing some hits now. That is a refreshing change of pace.
Cover me, all right?
Let's maybe hedge our bets a little. Man, dispelling is just so unreliable. I wish there was a way we could really kind of leverage that better. Hey. Finish him. Thank you. Oh, hey, there we go. That slows him down a little. And it's over. That was a bit of a slog, but it was really just because the RNG wasn't feeling cooperative for those first few rounds. Force field door. And salamanders. So we're back in some sort of manufacturing area. Let's clear these guys out real quick. They're neutral now, but I imagine that will change.
I will defend my dream.
Oh, well, I didn't realize that would provoke.
This one's mine.
It's fine, though. We're good.
Huh? Can't you just die already?
Compared to those cyber demons, these guys are pushovers.
Press the attack.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Jeff. Wow. Yeah, that was a solid 140 damage. More of that, please.
Disappear.
And that nets us another stack of magic spears. Yeah, the demons are just a whole lot less rewarding to fight. They're tougher and more frustrating, and they don't drop any decent loot. But the humans and salamanders are great. Components for Hundred Faces Circlet. A heap of mysterious mechanical parts used in the creation of mind-controlling circlets. Right. I think we see where this is going. And another flaming lockpick door. So we need at least 2 units of fuel. I'm guessing this is patient processing. What at first appears to be a patch of rust is revealed, upon closer inspection, to be an old blood stain spread across the wide drain. This machine is used for healing and provides the healer with information about the patient's current condition. Well, that sounds like it could almost be useful, if not for the horrifying application. The corpse's mutilated head shows that an attempt was made to place the circlet on the victim's head, but they did not survive the agonizing operation. The anatomical drawing, replete with stomach-turning detail, sets out how to crown a victim with the sinister barbed circlet. Oh, hey, we'll take that. The contraption before you looks truly sinister, like the entrails of some sort of sea creature. A glinting tangle of ebony tubes connects to a capacious vessel. The binding, splattered with blackened blood, must serve to hold helpless victims. You notice a piece of scalp stuck between the teeth of the serrated saw. The shiny and impossibly sharp drill is sickening to look at. It's like the machine is sleeping, but ready at any moment to awaken and recommence torturing and dissecting living flesh. It appears that this machine is what performed the heinous and disfiguring procedures on the guards that have turned them into puppets. A separate compartment of the machine holds an orderly stack of the nefarious circlets, their metal spikes gleaming. Numerous crystal plates, small no thicker than a hair, cover the inside of each circlet's rim. These plates overlap in an intricate pattern and are connected by a web of grayish metal fibers. Small spheres of a cloudy stone that resembles smoky quartz rest against the temples. It's possible that these are what the mysterious master uses to deliver commands to his slaves. Carefully touching the crystal plates, you analyze the circlet's reactions. Some touches make the circlet vibrate quietly, while others cause tiny storms of lightning to run along the spikes. Even though this contraption was created by adepts of a magic that you're completely unfamiliar with, you are nonetheless certain that it is magical. Basing your assumptions on your knowledge of primary arcane principles, you're able to guess the access keys to some of the simplest, least sophisticated functions, and activate the circlet. It seems that this item was crafted through the use of psionic magic. The crown can heighten one's sensitivity to such influences, but it could instead be made to protect the wearers from psionics. Okay. So that's how we get past those shielded doors. Let's hedge our bets and make sure we can't fail this check. Nice. First and foremost, you break off the sharp spikes. Then you tear the drill out of the monstrous machine's fastenings. You wield the drill, methodically punching holes in the circlet, and hoping that your calculations are correct. By destroying just a few specific parts of this contraption, you can render it completely harmless. At last, your work is complete. You've turned the horrible device into something resembling a helmet that can be worn atop a head. An intact head that hasn't come in contact with a saw. This headgear will keep the wearer safe from even the strongest psionic attacks. Fantastic. Yeah, I'd say that's something that'll certainly come in handy, at least here. Maybe a bit less so once we're back to the normal fantasy stuff. Oh, hi, hello there, Athara Vahns. Have you just been standing there quietly in the corner this whole time? That's not weird. The corpse under the sheet is one of the defenders of this place. Their mechanical parts have been roughly ripped out, and the flesh discarded like carrion. Right, yeah, that tracks. So what is your deal? A warrior in a crusader's tabard rocks back and forth in a meditative trance. Her mangled head is adorned with the same type of sinister-looking circlet you've seen on the other guards. But she issues no menacing demands for you to surrender to 100 Faces' mercy. Instead, she quietly whispers, "Iomedae, embolden my spirit before my death." Hey, can you hear me? The warrior starts, as if waking from a deep slumber. She stares at you in surprise. You're not one of 100 Faces' servants? You don't have one of these accursed circlets. Praise Iomedae. I prayed someone would come and help me. Please, end my suffering. There's a mixture of pain and relief in her eyes. Okay, well, just hold on a second. Let's maybe take this one step at a time. Who are you? Athara Vahns, corporal in the Mendevian army. Our squad was lured to this place. We were on forward patrol when we met a man. He told us that a group of slaves had escaped from the demons and taken shelter in this camp. He said they had many wounded who needed help. Once we entered the camp, we had no way of leaving. Right. And where's the rest of your squad? They have all fallen. When we realized we were trapped, we tried to fight our way to the heart of this compound. But we stumbled upon some magical device that seems to incinerate minds. We had to stop and take up defensive positions nearby. We were holed up there for 2 days while our wizard tried to find a way past it. But those abominations came and picked us off one by one. They deliberately avoided killing us. They just wounded us enough to cripple us. Then later, the ones they'd taken came back, with their heads cracked open. She shudders. They didn't recognize us. They carried out someone else's will, shouted someone else's words. But the voices, they were the voices of my friends. When I alone was left and they came for me, I just couldn't. I couldn't end their lives. Damned coward. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And they made me into this. Yeah, that's hard to look at. You want to talk about it, or? They cut open my skull and shoved this thing into my head to control me. And then, those sadists knew every flavor of pain. They tore me open and shoved their vile machines into my body, and sewed me up just to start tearing at another spot. They sealed my wound shut, poured some potions into my veins that made my insides burn. And all the while, I could hear him, that voice, that disgusting voice. Her hysterical scream becomes a desperate, forlorn howl. Through immense force of will, she pulls herself together and starts whispering a prayer to Iomedae. Her breathing slows and some semblance of calm reappears on her face. If they close in on you, do not let them take you prisoner. Kill yourself, and do it so there's nothing left behind for them to use. Noted. Really hoping it won't come to that, though. She casts a look of pure hatred at the machine nearby. There it is, their altar of torment, the thing that maimed me. Now the master of these monsters sends me orders through psionics, and my body keeps trying to obey. These circlets are his reins. I wanted to enter his lair and kill him, but the closer I got to him, the harder it was for me to fight against this voice, ringing in my ears. How have you resisted for this long? Even the chief of the Sarkorians couldn't manage that. She lets out a pained chuckle. It's not easy. His voice enters your mind, and to defy his commands is torture. But I'm a medium, and I'm used to hearing voices in my head. They almost drove me mad as a kid, until I learned to quiet them. That's why I joined the Crusaders when I grew up. I prayed to Iomedae for help, and she blessed me with the fortitude I needed. That's why I'm fighting, and why I'll keep fighting that scumbag for as long as I can. He's breaking me, bit by bit, but I'll stay strong. Because as soon as I give up, Oh, Iomedae, please, no. Her eyes widen in fear, and a spark of lightning arcs across the spikes of her circlet. A tear runs down her cheek. I don't want to lose myself. It's terrifying. Gods, it's so terrifying. The warrior barely manages to fight back a sob. But now you've come, and that means I haven't been holding on in vain. There, in that pile of clutter, I hid the relics our squad carried. I was the last, and the others haven't seen the cache, so they couldn't report it to the enemy. Take them all. Relics blessed by Iomedae must never fall into the hands of these monsters. Okay, look, I know it's been rough, this whole thing, but just hang tight, okay? I feel like if you really wanted to end it, you would have already done it by now, right? I've tried so many times. But each time I was about to end it all, I felt fear. And fear weakens the will, so the voice in my head sounded even louder, even stronger. I could feel myself slipping away. I worried that if I tried to inch the blade closer to my throat, he would bind me to his will forever. So all I could do was wait. Look, just sit tight. I'll go take out Hundredface. We'll get this fixed. Just you wait. Thank you, but I cannot be saved. I no longer want to live with this abomination in my head, but I cannot get rid of it. It will fry me from the inside if I try to take it off. There is only one way out, to end it all. If the voice in my ears had quieted down even for a second, I would have done it all myself. So help me. Do it all quickly and cleanly. Oh boy. I'm really hoping Vex has some tricks up his sleeve for this one. I'm just not a fan of these mercy-killing scenarios. Especially not in a setting where we have access to incredible divine healing magic. Yeah, no, I refuse to accept that. Sorry. Let's table this for now. I'll go take out the big bad and we'll revisit this. Once you're in a better place. You made it this far. Don't throw it all away now, please. No, don't go. I'm begging you. Help me. She closes her eyes and returns to her fervent whispering once more, begging Iomedae to lend her just enough strength to fight this possession. Not much in the way of divine relics here, but that's fine. No need to belittle Amaranth's one minor victory here. Ah, yes, that does appear to be the sort of thing that might incinerate minds. Thankfully, we have that untested prototype helmet. You know what? Let's maybe go test that on something a little less lethal first. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll call that a partial success. Oh yeah, look at that. The incubi have hide in plain sight. That's an ability you don't see getting tossed around a lot. Still dead, though. Is that it? Is it really just the Kalabakis left? Nope. We've also got a solitary succubus. Slightly tougher target, but still nothing to worry about. Whoops, make that 2 succubi. Go for the dispel. No luck. Alright, Vex, come on, buddy. Hey, yeah, we'll take that. Let's prop up helpful. Wow, she just kind of blends in with the shadows there.
Is not an option.
Distract them for me.
Desna, guide my hand.
Guys, come on. Oh, shoot. You alright there, helpful? Yeah, kid gloves off. Let's wrap this up.
Kneel before me.
Time to share your treasures!
Up and at him, helpful. You're fine. And we're good. Oh, hey, we're better than good. We just hit level 14. And found more fuel for our lockpick. So I guess we'll hold off on resting until I take care of those level ups. Eluding Swing. A +4 Ghost Touch Light Mace, which on crit makes the wielder greater invisible for 1d4 rounds. Very nice. You know, I did almost go double mace with Vex, just because I knew there were going to be a bunch of really nice maces in the first few acts of the game. Just as well, I suppose. Not much point in being a knife master if you're not wielding knives. Now, where is that other shielded door? Not that way. Yeah, in theory we should have one more. We shut one off, we just cracked open another. But there were 3. Nope. Nope, that's not it either. But we'll crack it while we're here. Interesting. Its red lights flash ominously, and the strange mechanism begins to emit a low hum. After running an eye over the front panel, you notice 3 half-faded pictographs. The first looks like a symbol for fire. The second might be a symbol for wind. And the third reminds you of the imprint of a hand. Okay. After a great deal of effort, you determine that the device is supposed to send signals to a person in the neighboring room. It seems that this is where they conducted the experiments involving dangerous substances. The hand symbol must have been a signal for a worker to bring a dangerous item into the room, or to remove one. The wind symbol presumably initiates the air filtration systems. And the symbol of fire must incinerate everything inside. So, hand to move, wind to filter, fire to incinerate. Do you remember? Earth, wind, and fire. Actually, that's almost the right date, too. Since you don't know exactly what kind of gas the room is filled with, trying to set it on fire would be unwise. The best course of action seems to be get rid of the source of contamination first, then pump out any potentially dangerous air, and only then cleanse everything with fire. Not really much of a puzzle, but okay. The device seems to wink at you with one of its red lights and begins to emit a low, soothing hum. Neat. So what, I see. The fragments of the smashed glass dome appear to have melted, as if the glass was eaten away by the gas that was previously held inside it. The glass dome is the fragile barrier that separates you from the deadly gas. Only a madman could have created a weapon so misguided and so lethal. I mean, I feel like the cyber zombies kind of beat that, but sure. Certainty of Death. +4 Holy Dwarven Urgrosh. I'm not even sure what that is. That's like a Dwarven polearm? On hit, if the Urgrosh does not deal any physical damage, the next hit will instead deal force damage. Interesting. So I guess if an enemy is completely immune or resistant to physical damage, then that would still allow you to inflict damage every other attack. Not great, but I guess this would come in handy for like a back row Dwarven polearm wielder in very specific circumstances. That is what an Urgrosh is, I think. Like a Dwarven poleaxe. I guess there's not much point in overthinking it. That's, for us, that's just 18,000 gold. They made some interesting choices on what kind of weapons to stash around this dungeon. What was the other thing we found? It was like a tongi. Kind of gives me the impression that this was sort of just a dumping ground for items they didn't know what to do with. Okay, so we've got 2 more doors around here somewhere. We've got a lockpick door and a shielded door. You know what? We'll be right back. And we're back. There's our other shielded door. This room with a collapsed floor was abandoned rather than repaired. Triple fin helmet. This formidable helmet allows you to really use your head in battle. Grants the wearer an extra gore attack. 1d8 plus 2 damage, plus 2 on 2 hits. Cold iron. That's fun. Assuming that counts as a natural attack, that would be a good fit for Kaz or Zorm. They both have Mythic Beast. But it would also mean replacing their will-boosting headbands, and that is not ideal. That's their weakest defense. We'll just slap it on Regil for now. If nothing else, that is definitely his style. Once we get Mythic Beast on Helpful, I might go ahead and swap it over. Though we are also trying to stack Helpful's will save, so we can actually use those relic gloves the storyteller made for us. We need a minimum will save of 16 or higher for those. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I must have walked past this thing like 6 times. I'm gonna cut most of it out, but I've been walking in circles for 15 minutes. That's it. In my defense, I think this is the only locked door that's actually inside of another room. I think all the other sealed, like, lockpick or shielded doors were just attached to the main hallways. Anyway, let's crack this thing open. See if this was all worth it. And then that, I think, will bring us to a good stopping point, because on my end, we are well past the hour mark. Really? Helmet of the Abyss Killer. According to legend, this helmet belonged to a mighty warrior who was doomed to endlessly slay hordes of demons. It doesn't seem to have any magic, but it looks formidable. So even the mighty Abyss Killer himself couldn't handle this place. That's sad. Fun Easter egg, just a shame this thing's not actually enchanted. It looks great, and it would be very fitting on someone like Regil, but sadly, given the wide assortment of other magical headgear we've got, it is very difficult to justify using this thing over pretty much anything else. What else have we got in here? Something slightly more practical, I hope. The crates numbered with Numerian symbols are, once again, arranged with compulsive precision. Holy writings about Iomede's mortal life and her acts. The pages are decayed, the text now unreadable. It is unknown how this holy book ended up in a place like this. I feel like, given the things we've seen thus far, we have a pretty good idea of how it ended up here. But what do I know? I am just a murder hobo. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I think we've cleared the whole place out, aside from whatever's on the other side of that psychic bridge. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll pick a good place for us to set up camp, take a look at our level up options, and we'll pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official websites. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
This is my kind of work.